Hi, my name is Bringlöv In, Ekspong, and I'm the actress and screenwriter of UNDRESS ME, a film about being defined by others. And I want to wish the Teddy Award a happy 30th birthday. It's a really nice birthday to be 30. It's the best years, so congratulations.
Jana, thank you very much for doing this interview with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, the movie TA AV MIG won the Teddy Award in 2012, Undress Me in German. And how far, well, you were the main actress in the movie. How far were you involved into developing the story?
I did write the script. I read it several years ago before we filmed it, and it's about something I experienced when I moved back to my hometown. And it's like word for word almost, written down as how I felt it was. Yeah.
Why did you decide to turn it into a movie?
Well, I think at the point when I made it a film, I wanted a part, you know. I wanted to act. I have acted before in a short film and a stage production, and I wanted to do more parts. And then I had this script, and I didn't realize, I didn't realize what it meant at that time, because I was not really opened as a trans person. I mean, people knew, but I was not opened. And I didn't know really how it was to be trans. I mean, this was my experience of being trans, how someone asks you. And I really wanted the guy in the film to be the lead. You know, for me, he was the mystery and not me. And we started talking about it, and Victor thought I should be the lead. You know, it's about my story. Yeah. And it's still a process for me, I think, about coming out and really realizing that I'm a trans person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it is a very personal story. Did you have the feeling that turning it into a film also makes you vulnerable? That it is sort of revealing something? Or did you rather have the feeling of empowerment, maybe? That it is sort of a coming out in the film?
I didn't realize, I worked on short films before, and no one has noticing them, you know. So I was a bit surprised of the reaction. I was on TV here in Sweden doing interviews, and I was not really prepared for that. It was like, but it was fun when the film got a Teddy Award. Then I could relax, because I knew it was a good film. Before I was just feeling like a freak, because people didn't see the film, they just heard about it. It's not premiered yet. So they just wanted to do interviews with me and me talking about my story, and I was not really prepared for that, because I thought the film deal with the subject in the way that how you are always confronted. You know, people asking you questions, people they form you, you know, with the questions. You get your physical functions, and you get, it's like you stop being a human for a while, and you're being this phenomenon or something to be curious about. Yeah.
When you already talked about the reactions to the movie, and you said that you were on television in Sweden. What were the discussions that followed in Sweden after the movie came out?
I don't know if it was so much of discussions. I only did these interviews about sexuality and my story, and Sweden is, it's happening a lot since the premiere of that film. You don't need to get sterilized to do these things, and to become this gender you feel you are. So it's changed a lot, but I don't know if the film meant that much for the community. I don't know. It felt a bit like it was bigger outside of Sweden.
Mm-hmm. What changed? You said that things changed. Can you name some things?
You don't need to get sterilized to to be a woman. You know, you can have the gender between. What do you say? You can have the body parts that you want, and still, yeah, you can define yourself much more now.
Mm-hmm. And did you have the feeling that also the perspective on trans people changed? That there was a process in that as well?
Yeah, and also we have, I mean, this is not the only trans film in Sweden. We had Something Must Break, I think it was last year. So, I mean, it's a big movement now, I think, for trans people around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And did you have the feeling that the movie sort of was at the beginning of this new movement of movies? I mean,
yeah, I think it was a bit before, or yeah, we were like the first, I think. I'm not sure, but I think we were like the first. I mean, there were She-Male Snails was before us. And I think it's nice because a big difference in all these films is taking up different angles of being a human, because that is what it's really are in the end.
and you also said that that you had the feeling that the reactions outside of Sweden were bigger actually than in Sweden. What exactly was going on? Where did you screen the movie? How were the reactions there?
Well, first it was like we sent it to Stockholm Film Festival first, but they didn't want the film, and then the Berlinale took it up, so we had the premiere there, and then Swedish television didn't want to have it screening it first. You know, it was like we were, but then TV outside of Sweden wanted to show it, like Art, I think it's called Art. I don't know, the channel, culture channel in Germany and France screen it. Arte, yeah. And after a while, the Swedish television took it up. You know, it was like, yeah, I can't, yeah.
And why do you think was that? I mean, do you think that that was transphobia within the Swedish media, or would you say that it was just, well, that they were not interested in the topic, or do you have any theory about that?
I really don't know. I mean, I can just speculate, but it was, maybe it's the angle that is a bit provoking. I mean, she's not the typical strong lead character in that way, and it's more focused, I think, on the guy's reaction and on her as a phenomenon. You know, it's really, and maybe that it's not what they want it to be. You know, they want the, I don't really know.
Then we have a guest appearance. Yeah. But how far would you say is that provoking?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, it's. I don't really know how others think about the film, but it's the only guesses I have, and sometimes I can feel that here people wanted to be transgender, you know, and I mean, I wanted a part as a mother in a film, and that the director didn't think that was a good idea, and it's like you get captured in one way. I think that's the Swedish way of doing it. I'm not sure if it's like that outside of Sweden. I mean, I never done a part in another country. I never tried for a part in another country. But it's, and I think UNDRESS ME is really focusing on people's reaction, not on the transgender itself. Yeah.
Coming back to people's reactions and the Teddy Award, what was the media echo? Was there a media echo about the movie winning the Teddy Award? Was that somewhere to be seen, visible in Sweden?
Yeah, I think we were in the local press at least, and I think we got a little mention in the daily press, in the big newspapers. Yeah, I don't remember if it was anything on TV or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And did you have the feeling that it had an impact on you to win the Teddy Award? What did it mean to you to win it?
Oh, it meant a lot, you know. I mean, for one thing, it's always nice to have something to look back on. I mean, when you have your darker moments, you can always feel comfort, and you have a prize. You made a film that won a prize, and it's always nice to win a prize, and it's a big prize. We were so surprised because I didn't even know that we were nominated. And we got to this party, and I started to realize that we have really good seats, and maybe what's gonna happen. And it's also when you put yourself out there. I mean, like you said, it's a personal film. It's my experience, and to get some recognition for it, it's yeah. I mean, it's like a comfort, and it makes you stronger in one way. It makes you want to go on doing more.
To turn it into a movie?
Well, I think at the point when I made it a film, I wanted a part, you know. I wanted to act. I have acted before in a short film and a stage production, and I wanted to do more parts. And then I had this script, and I didn't realize, I didn't realize what it meant, I think, to be 30. It's the best years, so congratulations.
Jana, thank you very much for doing this interview with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, the movie TA AV MIG won the Teddy Award in 2012, UNDRESS ME in German. And how far, well, you were the main actress in the movie. How far were you involved into developing this?
Hi, my name is Jana Bringlöv Ekspong, and I'm the actress and screenwriter of UNDRESS ME, a film about being defined by others. And I want to wish the Teddy Award a happy 30th birthday. It's a really nice birthday.
Story.
I did write the script. I wrote it several years ago before we filmed it, and it's about something I experienced when I moved back to my hometown. And it's like word for word almost, written down as how I felt it was. Yeah.
Why did you decide to make?
At that time, because I was not really opened as a trans person. I mean, people knew, but I was not opened, and I didn't know really how it was to be trans. I mean, this was my experience of being trans, how someone asks you, and I really wanted the guy in the film to be the lead. You know, for me, he was the mystery.